Hey everybody, how we doing? Um, I just wanted to give a little update of what's going on with my multiple sclerosis. I've had a lot of good news and a lot of good changes lately. So I'll first start out by saying I have had an overwhelming support of online community, the MS Society, groups on Facebook, people on YouTube, just finding out information from things that they've gone through and just kind of what has worked for them, and just sharing experiences and information. It's been it's been getting easier since I started the muscle relaxer. My MS hug has kind of diminished quite a bit. I've noticed that if I eat like a big portion or something with a lot of seasoning in it, that my MS hug will come back like instantly. But I've been trying to regulate that and not do the big portions and all that. Not only is it better for myself, but it's better for my MS hug. So long story short, I went in for a follow-up MRI, and it was a condition of the insurance also to start me on my DMD. So I went in for my MRI, and I went with the open MRI because I'm a little claustrophobic with the smaller ones. So I was laying there, and my wife went with me because she can go in with me. They pulled me out to do the injection of the contrast for the MRI, and they put a PICC line in. So I have deep veins apparently in my arms. So they put the PICC line in, did the MRI contrast dye. Within, I think 30 seconds of them injecting it, I started having like a heavy chest and trouble breathing. And I thought I could work through it, and apparently I couldn't. So what they ended up doing was put me in the MRI machine, and I looked over because it's open, and I was talking to my wife, and I said, I need to get out because I can't, my tongue is going numb. The nurse came in and they pulled me out and did a emergency crash call, or they ended up calling 911 and stuff. My tongue went numb, my throat swelled shut, and I went into what's called anaphylactic shock. The next thing I really remember is the nurse putting the oxygen on me, and then I remember waking up in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. That was a scary situation. So apparently I'm very allergic to the MRI contrast. I almost lost my life that day. Since then, though, things have gone a lot better. The Xanaflex is helping with the spasticity in my legs and the MS hug. On the hot days where I overwork myself, and that's pretty much every day lately, it's been really humid and hot where I live here in Michigan. It's been tough. I end up coming home still and laying around and not wanting to do, I'm just fatigued. I don't have a lot of energy when I get home from work, but the main part is going to work and getting my job done, and that's happening. I'm back to full duty, driving full time, delivering full time. I can do everything that I used to be able to do. It's just in a different feeling for me, a different way of doing things. I do have to slow down. I haven't been able to push as hard as I used to, and I was a pusher. I mean, I would take things right to the limit, and I wouldn't stop. I mean, granted, yes, I'm a big guy, but I never really let that slow me down from doing anything. I had a follow-up appointment with my neurologist after they tried to kill me in the MRI machine. And she said the images that they did get are all the ones without contrast, which are the ones that they originally used to diagnose me with multiple sclerosis. She said that the lesions that are in my spine are disappearing. So she called me a spontaneous remission or medical miracle. And I couldn't believe it myself. And I had to look at my wife, and she was like, "Really? This guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's great news." But my symptoms are still there. So the possibility of me going into a wheelchair anytime soon has really slowed down for this point being. I am able to do, like I said, everything that I used to. I want to say that it'd be great to stay this way, but there's always a chance that it's going to get worse. And I've been told, and this is what really gets me, I get people that tell me, "Oh yeah, my cousin had MS once." Well, you don't just have MS one time and it just magically goes away. There's always other symptoms and other lesions in my case. Like, I have lesions in my brain, I have lesions in my spine still, but the ones that they were worried about connecting and causing the paralysis are going away. And I don't know if it's because of the praying that I had been doing, because trust me, I got in touch with God in June when I was having a very hard time. I was finding a lot of trouble with my self-worth. I was finding a lot of trouble with the acceptance of the disease. I went through a really hard time, and I reached out to a lot of people and a lot of help at that time, and those people helped me through a hard time. My wife is my rock. She has helped me through everything. She has been there with me through thick and thin. She will continue to be there for me. I put her through a hard time, and I understand that, because I just was to the point where nothing nobody said or did or anything they would do would help me. It was just in my mindset that I have this disease, I'm going to get in a wheelchair, I'm going to lose everything that I have that I've worked for because of medical bills and losing my job and everything like that. Well, that is kind of tamed down a little bit. Like I said, reaching out and getting the help is the biggest thing. So if you're going through something, make sure that you reach out and use every resource that you have, because it helped me. And I used to be a person who was like, "No, I'm not going to get help. I can deal with it on myself." You can't. You need those people. Not only professional help, but help from your family members and friends. They're there for you, even though you think that they're not. Even though how many times that you lean on them, they will always be there, and they love you unconditionally. So I'm back, like I said, to working full time. I wasn't off work, but I was just on limited duty. So it's been three or 4 weeks now, and things, don't get me wrong, they're tough sometimes, but it's getting easier and maybe a little bit more manageable. And like I said, MS isn't something that's just going to go away. Even though you may look fine on the outside, just remember, someone's always dealing with something on the inside that you don't know about. And it's the same thing with me. So I'm going to get going to work. Thanks for listening, guys. I'll continue to update with more news in the future and see how everything goes. Thanks.